Hey y'all! Okay, so tonight's video is just gonna be another assignment that I have to do, and this topic is gonna be about public speaking, and I'm just gonna answer some questions of 6 questions to be exact, and yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so number one is based on the audience or purposes of speaking, how do you classify types of speaking? Alright, so this is the answer that I wrote. I'm reading this from my laptop, by the way, so bear with me. Based on purposes, types of speaking can be divided into informative speaking, persuasive speaking, speaking to actuate, and speaking to demonstrate. Now, I do get actually a bit confused by the question because speaking could be like even more broader than these, I guess. But in the question there is based on the audience or the purposes, so I stick with what I know best. So I got this from a source. I will link it down below for you guys to check out. So yeah, that is my answer. Now, moving on to number two. Number two, do you agree with the classification? Do you think these classes, speaking, public speaking, and speaking for academic purposes have similar goals or purposes or not? Explain your rationale. Okay, so of course I do agree. Speaking skills doesn't come in an instant, first of all. And furthermore, at least you have to have a great amount of confidence, to say the least. That is why speaking for academic purposes also existed to provide you the basics for you to master the art of public speaking, something like that. Now, number three. Are you typically brave or shy person? Are you fine with speaking in public? Elaborate and give an example to illustrate. Okay, so personally, I'd say I'm in the middle for this. I'm not that kind of brave, but I'm not that shy either, if that makes sense, honestly. Well, I'm fine speaking in public. The problem is that sometimes I couldn't say the words I need to say properly. Yes, I'm reading this out from my laptop, by the way, so please bear with me, okay? And to arrange the sentences that I want to say sometimes is also a challenge, as my brain has to work harder to think and to say it aloud. I mean, from here, as an example, as you can see, I'm reading this from a text because I'm not a great memorizer, so yeah, so please. Yeah, anyway, that is my answer. I am not actually that shy, but also if I were considered to be brave, I would say, nah, not actually. Moving on to number four. Number four, what do you think we should pay attention or consider when giving a public speaking? Okay, so of course, obviously, a lot of factors should be considered when giving a public speaking, but as far as I know, confidence is the foremost that you need to at least have, like a really good amount of confidence. Well, not being over confident, but just a great amount. It'll do so good for your public speaking, and you are in the condition that is you are stuck in your topic. So when you do have confidence, you wouldn't as much nervous as the ones that don't have confidence, something like that. And also, mastering the material, of course, is very important, of course, obviously, and and also great body languages and gestures. So I hope that people who are starting to get into public speaking would actually express their opinions and topics with their body languages and gestures, not just hanging there and be quiet and that's just not it. And also, this is maybe like last but not least, communication with the audience, like remain on eye contact with the audience, like just face forward, like your audience is in the front, is in the front, so you need to focus on that. And yeah, remain eye contact with your audiences. Moving on to number five. Okay, number five is, what do you think are the criteria of a good public speaker? Elaborate your argument. Give an example of a good public speaker. What criteria does she or he have? I myself is not a good public speaker, so I'm answering this based on a reference that I got. So I suppose a good public speaker should have a great amount of confidence. So even if they are in a difficult situation to elaborate their speaking or topic, they still could cut their guard so that they wouldn't feel as much as nervous. And secondly, a good public speaker should have a good communication skills with the audience. Also, they should master the skill of improvising the topic that they're speaking, so that if the audience couldn't understand, the speaker could elaborate in an easier manner. That's a good public speaker according to me and the references I got from the internet. And the last question is number 6. In your opinion, which one of opening or and closing sections require more advanced speaking skills? Explain your answer. Well, based on my personal opinion, honestly, opening requires more advanced speaking skills because this is the key where we could catch the audience's attention so that they would get interested and get intrigued and be curious to know more about our topic. So that's why opening a public speaking with a good opening sentences will be actually really good from the start to the end. That's how you know when you do good. Okay, so maybe that will be all for today.